So I was watching a sermon and I decided I made another video earlier, but I got emotional. But I want to make this for YouTube. I was watching a sermon and the pastor said, "Will your yes remain a yes when your obedience sends you a bill that you cannot afford?" And it hit me so hard, I started having almost like a panic attack crying. I started thinking about my life with football. A lot of y'all on this channel don't know. Some people on my Instagram know, but like football has taught me the most, more than anything I could have went through in my entire life when it comes to staying faithful, trusting God and trusting the process. And just because you put a certain amount of work in doesn't mean that you're going to get a certain amount. And what it immediately made me start to think of is the fact that, because he was talking about the story of Daniel and, you know, the lion's den and how he remained faithful. And what did his faith get him? His faith got him tossed into a lion's den. And regardless, he still remained faithful and God delivered him. And so I started thinking about my life. I was always the smallest kid on our football team. Growing up, I was always going through something when it comes to my body. But I was always there encouraging my teammates. Then when I got to high school, everything was good. I had scholarships, all that. My best friend, I had so many different friends who would invite me out. Them same ones who invited me out, I look back at it and the times that I skipped out on, and they're dead. Like, because there's a cost. There's a cost to being disciplined. My best friend passed away. He would always hit me up. Yo, let's go do this. Yo, let's go here. I didn't know he was struggling. He ends up dying, passing away in a coma. 2 weeks later, I'm in a coma. I literally die in a hospital bed and the Lord brings me back to life because he's gracious. Then moving forward, I lose all my scholarships and opportunity to play at the colleges I wanted to go to. I keep grinding and I don't complain. I keep going as a soldier. I have coaches talking about me. I have friends talking trash about me. I have teammates talking trash about me, saying all these things. But then when crap hits the fan, they come to me for spiritual advice because they know that I'm going to turn the other cheek and not repay evil for evil. That goes on. I get to college, tear everything in my knee, go through all of these different things. Relationship, accused of all sorts of crazy things. Never did any of it. Then people finally know the truth, all these different things that go on. I keep going and remaining faithful and seeking God even deeper. I get to my new school. Stuff goes on, stuff happens. I break my hand. I have surgery. I keep playing. Then people, why do you keep dropping the ball? Why do you keep dropping the ball? Get another x-ray. Oh, we didn't screw the screw in your hand in fully. So now it's poking out and sticking into your nerves, causing you to have nerve damage and hitting your, I don't even know what it's called. My tendon is sticking into my nerves and my tendon, so it's hard for me to catch and it hurts. They don't know that. They're just scrutinizing me, but I go through it anyway. And at the same time, having Bible studies with my teammates, pouring life into them, speaking in faith, knowing that the Lord is still with me. I go through all of that. And then it hit me that I never grieved. Throughout that whole process from high school, towards the end of high school to now, I never grieved. I did not go through a grief period of losing. I've lost in that process, I've lost over 8 friends and family members over death. Me being in a coma, not even getting over that and really dealing with that. Because during that time, I couldn't deal with it. I had 6 people dying that year. Like in 2019, 6 people that I knew died, that I loved, died. Me in the hospital. Now I'm focused on recovery. I can't focus or grieve their death. I have to keep pushing. So when I think about my obedience and me not running to vices, me not running to drugs, me fleeing from lust, me running from all of these things, the bill that I received was persecution. My name being dragged through the mud. Because he also said within this sermon, because when you look at Daniel, it said he was blameless. They couldn't find anything that he did wrong. So what did they do? When they came to King Darius, they called him in exile. They made King Darius put out a decree that if you pray to God in their land, that within the 30-day period that you should be thrown into the lion's den. So they couldn't find anything wrong within him. So they started attacking his character and giving him a title, calling him an exile. But really, he was over those people. So they didn't respect him. They started naming him that. But Daniel never identified with what they called him or what they thought of him. He knew whose he was. And because of whose he was, it gave him the authority to step the way he stepped. And as a result, his faith is what ended up saving him. The Lord, obviously, but his faith in the Lord, never wavering one moment. And so the price that he paid for his faithfulness was persecution, but he was delivered in the end. So what I want to tell y'all is, despite what you're going through, despite going through all this nonsense, stay faithful. Stay faithful. The Lord rewards faithfulness. I'm telling you, it might be hard. It's gonna be hard, but the Lord will reward your faithfulness. He does not turn his back on the righteous. He will lift you high. I promise you. You lift the Lord high, you exalt the Lord, he will not leave you low. You are the head and not the tail. Jeremiah 29, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future." This was being spoken to the Israelites when they were in exile. When there was wicked things being done to them. They were going through craziness, but God had a promise for them even in the craziness. And he does not stray from his promise. Whatever comes out of his mouth has to return to him fully done. So I'm letting you know, whatever he spoke over your life, despite people talking trash about you, despite you going through the mud, despite whatever happened to you, the Lord does not see you as your biggest mistake. The Lord does not see you as what those people try to title you. The Lord does not see you as your biggest insecurity. He sees you as someone who is worthy of being loved, which is why he sent Jesus to die for you, because you are special and precious to him. That is how God sees you. That is how God sees you. We put titles and give ourselves titles because it helps with our pride and ego, but other people give titles because they know a title can tear you down and tarnish your name. But you have to remind yourself, who does the Lord call me? Child, son, daughter. Who does the Lord call me? Loved. He calls you. Remember that. So I hope this video can help somebody. That's just me going through it in my life, and my walk is not perfect with God, but I know he calls me child, he calls me loved, and he sent Jesus to die for me. And because of that, I am seen as righteous, clothed in the blood of Jesus Christ, and I am saved. And nobody can tell any of y'all any different. The Lord loves y'all. I hope y'all have a great day. Peace.